Welcome to Sparking Success with Opalewski. Aaron brings you conversations that spark innovation, cultivate leadership skills, and pave the way for your business success. In each episode, we delve into the dynamic world of business and leadership, exploring strategies, insights, and success stories that fuel your professional journey.
Hi, everyone. Welcome to Sparking Success. I'm Aaron Opalewski, and this is the show where we talk about real-life achievement, action, never about theory. Today, I want to talk to you guys about something that we've experienced a lot, and we all experience in life. We've experienced a lot in the last, I'll call it 6-7 months of 2025, and we're kind of launching and evolving some things in 2026 at Spark. And so the topic today is around change. And one thing's for certain in life: we're going to evolve, time's going to go on, and things are going to change. So I think this has business lessons within it, but just good life lessons as well. And so over the last, really since April, but on the back half of 2025, we changed a lot of things. And I like to say we've evolved the structure of how we had Spark companies set up. And the reason we did that is to continue to push towards the mission of creating 100,000 opportunities a year. We believed that we had a unique ability and group that we put together and perspective on what we've done so far, and the way that we were going to be able to attract the best talent to this team and continue to push towards the mission long term was to make some adjustments and evolve in the overall structure. And I talked about that a little bit in a couple episodes ago today, and I'm not really going to get real technical on this today. But I just want to acknowledge that within that, our company experienced a lot of change, right? And what do we know about change, or what I feel like I've learned about that in the last 6 months? And I think I had learned it before that, so I feel like I was mentally prepared for some of the things that we'll talk about. But number one, if a change is good or a change is bad, it doesn't necessarily matter. Either way, change is going to be tough. And I think as a leader or just a human being, we're going to be in our best state to work through that with people when we acknowledge that, hey, whether a change is good or bad, and this one was a great one for us, it's still not going to be for everybody. And even when it's good, it doesn't mean that there's parts that are not tough. And I think a young Aaron would sit there and look at a change for someone, and the second that someone had questions or challenged it or decided to go a different direction because of it, I'd probably be really angry. And fortunately, I was prepared to not approach it that way, when we went into these changes. And I've learned through some mentors and just, from connecting more with God and my belief in Him, my relationship with Him, that you got to be in a situation where you got to be empathetic to people on stuff. You're going to have to walk them through the whys on the change and why it's important to the mission, the purpose of the company, and kind of just what you're doing. And I guess that could go for business. It could go for life too. If you're making a big change in your family, there's probably reasons for that. Maybe it's a career change. Maybe you're going to move across the country. Maybe it's schools, but there's a reason for it. I think whatever our main purpose or mission on why we're making an adjustment, it's important for us to do two things: communicate that as to why we feel it's important to the people that it impacts, and then also to listen and to have an open door. And so, a lot of my time, and probably not enough, but a lot of my time, from my perspective, in the last 6-7 months has gone into having an open door. And as we made these adjustments, being open to listen to people, not back down on what we were doing or changing, but listen to people and then walk them through, why we think these changes are important and why we believe in them and why we're going to go that direction, but not yell at them, not tell them that, their concerns are stupid or kind of throw those to the side, but listen to them, be empathetic to it, be understanding. And, that's a big part of this. So, what I tried to do when we first announced some of the things we were going to be doing was get up in front of the team. Well, I didn't try to do this. I did this. Get up in front of the team and explain, hey, look, whether you like the changes or you don't, like every change is tough. So it's okay if you have questions. It's okay if you're uncomfortable with part of this. It's okay if we disagree on some of this. We want everyone to stay. It's okay if someone decides that this is no longer for them because of the changes we're making. And I think that just in life, like, we got to be okay with that. Like, understand that, like, when we make adjustments, those adjustments might not fit for everyone. And you got to do what's best for your family, the mission of your company, the long-term success. Like, you have to make those changes. But I don't think we have to be abrasive or vindictive of people when they don't see it the same way with you or can't get there. And I think the way that you get the most people there on that is acknowledging that, man, this is going to be tough for everyone, even if this is good, because we all naturally as humans don't love change. We don't like to make adjustments. We get in our a flow of whatever things are, and it becomes comfortable for us. So one key reminder, as our purpose as a company is to help people grow, for me, is that a frame for this was, every time we grow, growth is not comfortable. Whether you're building muscle, you're growing as a person, you're growing as a sales person, a business person, a speaker, whatever you're doing, when you step out there and try something, like, it's going to be uncomfortable at times. And then through repetition and continued work and effort at it, it gets easier. So every time we make an adjustment, there's uncomfort to that. And if we disregard that in people, I think we do a disservice to them as a leader, as a friend, as a mentor, just as a human being. Like, let's just embrace when there's a change that we have to listen to people and be empathetic. So that was my biggest takeaway from this, and my advice for any other leader that I'm talking to myself on this too, because I know I didn't do this perfectly. But I like to think I went into our adjustments with a good mindset around this, that I was ready for this. And hey, have we lost any people in the process? Yeah, we lost 2 or 3 people directly to some of the changes that we're doing. And that was tough. And in some of those cases, I'm still talking to those people, and I wouldn't be shocked if at least 1 or 2 of them end up coming back here, at some point. But that's really in God's hands and His timing. And, again, there's some open door to those conversations. But, we've also been able to pick up and execute a lot of the things that we're doing for the future. And that's what really becomes important, is like, hey, if we're going to make a change, there's going to be things we give up. There's going to be things that we don't like about it. And there's going to be great things that hopefully come out of it too, if it's the right move. We can also, make decisions that are bad. So, I would hope that if you're considering making a change in business or within your family or whatever it is, and I'm probably more qualified to talk about this on the business side than I am on the family side, but wherever this is, for me, what's the frame on it? I'm going to think about how it ties to the mission, the purpose of the business in a business sense. I'm going to pray about it a lot. And then I'm going to make my call, and I'm going to move forward with that. But I'm always going to have an open door to listen to people and explain to them why I feel like it's so important, tying to the mission, tying to the purpose, and tying to the values of the organization, and why it's good for them. In an instance where maybe it's not good for somebody, because that could happen, I'd probably be honest about that. That wasn't our, situation, but you might make an adjustment, and it might mean you have to sit down with someone and say, you know what, this was a good opportunity, and maybe it's not for them anymore. And I think the best policy around all this is being honest, and just, again, being open-minded to listen to others and have good back and forth conversations where you might not agree on everything, but you can be respectful of each other, and encouraging for whatever, decisions people make moving forward. So I hope that helps you, as, we all are going to be at points in life where we have to make decisions on changes and evolution and just different points in life. And we're all going to face challenges on that, or conversations that maybe we're nervous about. So I would just, again, I'm talking to myself, but I'll talk into the camera too. I would encourage you to listen with empathy and to be a good communicator around why you believe in what that change and evolution is. I hope that helps you. If it does, we'd ask that you share it with one person today, and that you continue listening. Thank you. Have a good one.